So this is class exercise number 2, part 2. I'm going to break this down. I took a screenshot of the Android Studio IDE, and let me just give you the 6 areas that I'm going to talk to you about. And it's the same file. I just took this on and pasted it into your assignment with it as well. So it looks something like this right now with it. And one of the things I want to walk you through is each one I kind of broke down on the sections. Like each one of the section I kind of square it off in purple for you to see with it. There are 6 sections in here with it. So the first section I want to talk to you about is this is where all your project folders can be viewed in here, and you're going to see all the new files being added. And when you double click on a file, it opens up the file name in the middle panel, which is this one right here. Okay, so the main activity, this is the file here, this is where it goes into in here as well, and that's where you're going to see all these tabs that comes across with the name of the files with it. All right. The second section is, again, this is where it shows where all the files are activated, where it's open into the middle framing with it as well. The third section is what I call the middle section in here. This is the middle section. This particular section can actually, you can see where the files are active and where changes made. You're going to see all the coding that takes place that's inside the main activity in this case with it as well. All right, I kind of bear with me on some of the syntax that I'm having with it, because it's all written for you as much as it can with it. Down here on the left hand side, on number 4, shows you all of the sections that are current compilation or current being compiled, build, debug, like any other stuff that you have. And if we install the Gradle, it lets you help to build, to actually pull all the files together with it as well. So it took about 14 seconds. The bigger the file, depending on your memory, depending on your processor, all this is all subjective to your computer with it as well with it. So of course, this last one I'm going to talk to you about is the little play button, how you're going to run this, and you're going to run this right now with it. So bear with me right now. Your IDE, as you can see right here, has a little play button. So this is the same layout as what you have, the middle button with it as well. But here's what I want to talk to you about next, is to how to configure your emulator with it as well. So so next we're going to actually take a look at our AVD manager with this. So come down on your tools, click on your tools, and you see your AVD manager here. Click on that, not your SDK, but your AVD manager with it as well. Make sure you have, what I have here is the Pixel 3A and the Pixel 3A with it. So again, these are both as good. What we're going to actually do, these are just a blank file size with it. This is okay. This is what we are looking for, is the Pixel 3A and the Pixel 3 for now with it as well. All right, so next, I would like for you to click on what's called, at the bottom here, it says Create Virtual Device. Click on that for me. It opens up this dialog box right here. In this dialog box that you see, it's going to have a lot of your phone's devices here. We're just going to use the phones in here with as well. So I'd like for you to scroll down on this one and add in another device, which is called the Nexus S, or a Nexus 5 is what I'm looking for. This is pretty popular phone, is the Nexus 5 with it. So you can do 5 or 6, it doesn't really matter. But you look at the resolution on these screens, that's where I'm really, it depends on, again, it depends on how much RAM you have on your computer and all this stuff with as well. If you're running something that's 3 years old and it's you need about, look at the resolution and density in this with it, and look at this resolution on the DPIs with it as well. So I recommend you keeping something at 1080 on your screen with it. It doesn't matter, but we're going to keep something very minimum right now, because I don't know what type of hardware you have in this as well with it. So I'm going to ask you to do Nexus 5 for me. So you'll click on Nexus 5, and this gives you the screen resolution on something like this. If you do something like, for example, the Nexus 6, look at this. Look, I mean, this is kind of like, this is really high resolution with it as well, and with it. So just keep as Nexus 5. Keep Next with it. Just give it a second, and it gives you system image, what it looks like with it. Click on Next. Here's the Nougat, system with it. Just let's do that one with it. And next. And we're going to keep this as a portrait by default with it, okay? Meaning the phone stands vertical with this as well. All right. So remember this name here, Nexus 5 APIs 25 with it. That's the phone that we're going to be putting things on in here as well. And just click on Finish in here as well. So it gives it a second. It's going to run this bar right here. You see this bar right here? So it's going to take a second here. I'm going to pause the video, okay? Recording right now, so just to give it a second. So once you've done this, you notice the device I just added is the Nexus 5. The API is 25 in this. This has a little bit more common, one of the common phones that you can always develop to with as well. So if you could for me, just take this right now and just, I would like for you to take a screenshot of this for me, okay, and paste it into your document of the virtual device, the steps that you went through up to this point right. Okay, let me clarify with what I'm looking for in the screenshot with it. After you install the Nexus 5 that's on here with it, and along with the other devices on here as well, I would like for you to take the screenshot of the virtual devices, all three, plus your device that should appear on your computer somewhere. So it might be in the background, somewhere in the back with it. You might have to move it with it. So if you use your snipping tool, such as the snipping tool that I have up here, and just do new, and if you can just take that snipping tool and just capture this part or whatever, if you like I said, this is the new snipping tool with it, and just capture. I like to see the laptop, the phone. I was going to say iPhone, the phone, the Android phone, and your virtual devices with it as well. And you just copy this thing, and you go to that section in the document and paste it in there for me. Can you do that? That's all I want to say. Thank you. This is one of the screenshots for it.